Good afternoon. It is June 5th, 2026, and it's a Friday, and we are in the settlement hour. And settlement is 7400 and a quarter. Whoa! Whoa, whoa. And yesterday, I was just like, okay, maybe this is the Thursday close by. Who knows? But we need to look out to see if this is the top. What? I wasn't saying like, oh man, this isn't much. This is fine. So that's May's low down there. That's the lowest I would want for them to go. And obviously, you know, if this is them taking this bubble seriously, then obviously, all this down here. Um, but yeah, May low as possible. And then after that, year's low. I don't see that really getting retagged. I want to find other points other than Maze Low. Right now, I don't see that. Like, that's Maze open right there. So, can't really do much with that. This is another week low you could look at. Another week low you could look at. Um, I don't see anything else here. I don't see anything else here. This this made low, and then years low. Those are the only two levels I really see. When we look at the 20-day, we could invert that completely today if it keeps going into the low. Um, 1920. Yeah, I don't see anything else other than made low. Um, on the stuff again. And I was trying to get my way in here. What I wish I had done, what I wish I had done was just go for this 15 here and call it a day. Because, we got this 5 minute high here. You really only have this candle right here. And that would have bought me a decent amount, decent amount. There was even another decent amount. Speaking of which, there was even another time here. I was like, is this it? And all it really was 1 o'clock open. See how it does it here at 1 o'clock? 80. Get to 80. The 80 to 80 rotation and then some. Maybe it gets 160 over there. Insane. Insane bearish price action here. Insane. I don't see any headlines other than I guess I don't know. I don't know. Like if you bought this on SPY, great. Um, but Monday, Monday's gonna have to be that nothing Monday. We got CPI Wednesday and then PPI Thursday. Um, maybe that pushes us lower. The next rate is the 17th. How far ahead is 17th? Right here. So that's the next rate. Say they wanted to slow their momentum down here with this. Like, say they just wanted to take out all these buyers here, so that way they could comfortably buy here since they did all of that. 'Cause think about it like this. This is the year's range right here. Now that we have some sort of top, this is the year's range. And discount of that is 6992 as of now. So them taking them spooking everybody and taking this up is the best case scenario if they're taking this bubble seriously. That's if that's what's going to happen. But if that's not going to happen, say, just a mad rush lower, and even worse, Armageddon, the headlines are Armageddon. So, Armageddon is probably just this. But to me, Armageddon is like 3,000. That's true Armageddon. Um, and because we just can't, in good faith, really, trade like that, this would be right around here where it would be around 700, 710, between 700 and 710 would be the trade there, you know. You don't want to get spooked by this. You don't want to just say, "Oh, it's definitely doing all of this." I'm like, no, let's just always trade it day by day. Sorry about that. Always trade it day by day, and this would be the long term idea, you know. So if this isn't Armageddon, then just 700, 720 around that area. That's not bad for pie. Bitcoin. I think we talked about this already. We talked about how we sat out all of this. We were buying, a good amount of this. So now we've taken 60,000. What does this price action look like down there? So at like noon, they did it. Like it was too clean there, and obviously that's not it touching it. Now that's supposed to be a perfect buying opportunity on Bitcoin, like peach perfect buying opportunity on Bitcoin. We already laid out our buying opportunity on SPY. Now here's our buying opportunity on Bitcoin. If Armageddon isn't on the way, if Armageddon isn't on the way, this is perfect as a whole trade. Like as a whole trade, going into quarter 3 as a whole trade, that's not bad. And if it doesn't work out, then you still got enough holding up to here. Delete that. You feel me? There's a lot of there could be a lot of opportunity here if this is an Armageddon. That's it. We have added weekly volume. That's what it is. And so see this week, that's the week of May. That's the candle. That's the macro trade right there. That could be it. We may not need to be spooked by this. It could be just this. But we'll see. We'll see. We have 2 more years of the current administration. We have, yeah. Who knows if this is just it right here? Who knows? Um, we don't know if it's Armageddon. So you can't trade as if it's not, if it's Armageddon. You have a blessed day.